college at Rend Lake, followed by 2 years at Southern Illinois University. Struggling in college, he chose to relocate to Miami, Florida for a brief time. In 1975, he married his wife Marty and took employment in an auto body shop. After 4 years in the auto body industry, he secured a job with Monterey Coal Company, working a total of 17 and a half years until the mine shut down. Forced to make a decision about his future, he chose to return to SIU Carbondale, where he earned a Bachelor's of Science degree in German and a Bachelor's of Arts degree in History, completing a college tenure that earned him 218 undergraduate credit hours. Immediately following college, our speaker worked as a substitute teacher for a year. He served as a German, history, and government teacher at Carlisle High School from 2002 to 2007, when that program was dropped. He worked as a substitute teacher and a warehouse worker in 2008. He taught at ROE 13 Safe School from 2009 to 2012. Since 2012, he has been employed as a part-time German instructor at Pleasant Plains and our own Lutheran High School. Our speaker has been quoted as saying, "If you live long enough, and you make plenty of good and bad decisions, and if you keep hungering for knowledge while keeping the faith, then you too will have many interesting stories that could be a keynote speaker at a graduation." It's my pleasure to introduce you to Mr. Charles Skorczewski, a friend and a favorite teacher of many.
Well, good afternoon. This is a big honor for me. I'm going to try to do two things that I've never done in my life. One is speak at a commencement address, and the other is, because nobody in my family thinks it is possible, is to keep the address to 10 to 12 minutes. I have a timer. Officially, I don't think I have to start it until I start addressing the graduates. Because there's a couple of things I was told. I had to wear a gown, I had to wear a cap, and I thought that was kind of great. I asked if I got to pick out the cap, and Mr. Zuga said, caps are optional. We really don't have to wear them. So I won't. I want to thank you. I am so honored. I don't know if I can actually live up to the intro that I got, but I'm going to try, and I'm going to start this now. Oh, I'm on the clock. Okay. Yes, I have done quite a few things in my life. There's been a few things in my life that have led me to this point right now. A hunger for knowledge, a hunger for skills, a faith, and I think something that I got from my parents, and that was humility in other people. To be able to understand what they're going through, and to be kind to other people. One of the things when I moved down to Miami, I had and believe me, the reason why there's 3 years of college, there was a 3.0 on a 4-point scale at Rend Lake, which in the matter of 2 years, I managed to move that to a 1.9 on a 5-point scale. They asked me to leave. They said that they didn't think I was college material. That didn't bother me quite as bad. I had a French teacher in high school. I had a year and a half of French and a half year of Spanish, because in the mid-semester, second year, my French teacher took me down to the guidance office and says, "Please find something for this young man. He has no talent for foreign languages." Thank you, Mrs. Van Doren. You were very nice to me. Anyway, when I went down to Miami, I was actually, at that time, I believe the minimum wage was around $3.25, $3.50, something like that. I was working for $1.25 an hour at August Brothers Bread Company. And when I finally got my first paycheck, I went to a fast food place on Southwest A Street, Little Havana is what it is, and I could not get served. That seems odd, but it wasn't that long ago that a lot of people couldn't get served. I was able to actually experience what that's like. That was a growing experience. The other growing experience was I also got hungry. I moved back to Southern Illinois. Married my college sweetheart, and we will be 40 years married next summer. And my wife said, we are going somewhere. So anyway, the bad things that have happened in my life have been growing experiences for me. And I've always told people that I consider myself to be extremely lucky. Even when the bad things happen, in between jobs, it was something that it was good luck that I had, but it just hadn't happened yet. If you look at on that, the first time I went to college, I didn't succeed. Had a career, mine shut down. There were a lot of people that got very bitter about that and said they were too old to go back to college. I was 46 at the time and thought that would be a good opportunity. Graduated at 50 years old and started teaching. Whenever I lost the job at Carlisle because they dropped the program, I was upset, but it was something else that I could do. That allowed me to get a job working in a factory, and I hated every moment of it. But it was a growing experience for me, and it made me stronger. And then whenever I got the job at the Regional Office of Education, helping students that essentially were like I was, told they really didn't fit into any special mold. And I did that for 3 years until, by luck, it was strictly by luck, a friend of my youngest son was taking a master's course along with Mrs. Walker's daughter and a teacher from Pleasant Plains, and both of them commented, we need a German teacher. So he contacted me and I said, you know, that sounds interesting. My wife says, do it. And I have enjoyed teaching at both schools. I've really enjoyed teaching here. I can't tell you how wonderful these students are. I can tell you that some of them actually know how easy it is to get me off track. And they're very good at it. But, you know, there's not, I guess, a lot of people, yes, I say, you know. There are probably not more than a handful of people who've been 1,600 feet underground in a coal mine in Poland. I was lucky enough to be able to do that. I was lucky enough to survive the time that I worked in a coal mine. I could do body work. I have my daughter's pink Volkswagen Beetle, Mary Kay Pink Pearl with pink flames. People ask me, do you feel strange driving it? I said, I didn't feel strange painting it. I wouldn't feel strange driving it. It makes me feel pretty. Anyway, I will tell the graduates here, don't give up. When you decide that you have gotten to the point where you can't learn anything else, you're right. Keep learning. I learned something this last week, and if a day goes by and there's not something that I learned, it's kind of a wasted day for me. And this is something that I thought about. In my heart, or in everybody's heart, there's only so much room for anything. It's a finite size. You can either fill it up with hate and woe or love. And there was a saying by Buddha, of all people, who said, having hate is like drinking poison and expecting your enemy to die. They're not going to. The only thing it can do is hurt you inside. As long as you keep learning, keep trying, keep your heart full of love, and keep your faith. There's really nothing that you can't do. I don't really know exactly what I'm going to do when I grow up. I have a plaque that says, if you don't grow up by age 40, you don't have to. And I haven't. I will tell you, it's a big world out there. It is a fantastic world out there. I cannot tell you how many wonderful people I've met through traveling. I was asked by some people in Germany that were studying, they were from India, and they were studying to get good enough in German so that they could actually do research at the university. And they said, what is your doctorate in? And I said, I'm second year back at college. I'm just hoping to get a bachelor's degree in something. And they couldn't believe that I would travel there and not be doing research. So it's fantastic. The people you can meet, the things you can do, if you allow yourself to do them. I would say try to avoid the mistakes. I'll be real honest with you. Do avoid the mistakes. They do give you interesting stories, but they can be rather annoying to a spouse. Let me put it that way. And I always tell people that the answer to how many tractors do you need is not how many can I have. My wife said that was not something that she thought was a good answer. I do have to say I love her very much. I wish she could have been here, and I'm glad that my daughter is back there recording this, because we are sitting on 3 minutes and 43 seconds to go. I am under the 12-minute mark. So, graduates, thank you so much for letting me be a part of your life. Faculty, thank you for letting me be a part of your faculty and your friendship. Administration, thank you very much for taking a chance on a guy that was old and that you really didn't know anything about. That has been fantastic for me. I will tell you that I don't think that I'm quite the teacher that a lot of the students have had in the past. I do know that every Thursday at school, I was told, is how come you always wear your Grateful Dead socks on Thursday? And I said, well, I don't know, it's just something that I do. I do have Grateful Dead socks. I had to wear them today. And I do have a Jerry Garcia tie. Thank you all. I won't keep you any longer. I think that we should give some diplomas to these graduates. And thank you so much for letting me be your speaker. Thank you again.